Continuing now with our lead story, the clash of politics over the illegal immigration situation. Joining us from Detroit, presidential contender Marco Rubio, who gave a big economic address earlier today. First, Senator Anchor Babies, should that law be repealed?
Well, you're talking about the 14th Amendment. I do not support repealing it. Number one, I don't think we can. And number two, while there's some interesting debate going on, as I think you pointed out in your earlier segment about jurisdiction thereof, that whole legalistic question, the prevailing belief is that, in fact, it says that anyone who's born in the territory of the United States, irrespective of the status of their parents, unless they're diplomats, are U.S. citizens.
Okay,
and
but
that's not going to change, and I don't support changing that.
Isn't the Anchor Baby law destructive to the country? Because there are people sneaking in here for the sole purpose of giving births so their babies and themselves and their extended family, because you know how the immigration works, are here.
Right.
So isn't it a big ruse, R-U-S-E? And if so, why should we continue to have it? Senator Vitter from Louisiana has introduced
that is
a law.
legitimate.
Okay, go.
Yeah. So that's a legitimate issue. And let me tell you, I, of course, have read about how that's happening in California, people coming from China, wealthy people, to have children that have U.S. citizenship. They're hedging their bets. If something goes wrong in China, they can bring them back here. But I see it in South Florida, where I live. I'm not talking about poor people. These are wealthy families that come in, 8.5 months pregnant from Latin America. They go to the hospital. They have a child with U.S. citizenship. They go back to their country of origin, and they're hedging their bets that if things ever go wrong, they have citizenship. I have said I am open to exploring ways to looking at people that are deliberately coming here for purposes of having a child. I don't know how you do that. I haven't thought
well,
that
I think
through
you have to
how
first
you do
pass
that,
a new
given the
law.
14th Amendment.
You have to pass a new law. President Obama never signed it, but if there's a Republican thing, and then you have to take it up the chain and see how you can do it. But it's certainly a bad thing. Right. The Anchor Baby is not helping anybody. It's certainly not the rule of law. Now, Donald Trump is winning in all the polls right now. It's August, but still a formidable force. Some of his supporters, not all, but some, are very extreme people. And we see the far left, how extreme the Democratic Party has gone. I ticked it off on how many crazy things that these people are supporting. But I see a danger that the Republican Party may lurch into this nativist movement and hurt itself. Do you see a danger there?
Well, look, in 2008, 2010, and 2014, the American people voted to change things, and nothing has changed. So they're angry about it. And he's tapped into that anger. And that anger should serve to motivate us to actually start doing something in this country. But we can't allow anger to define us. It should motivate us to taking these issues seriously, but it should not define the Republican Party or our nation. This is not an angry country. This is by nature an optimistic country of people that are always looking forward to the future. I understand why people are upset. I myself was elected in 2010 at a time of great frustration. And I've sat in the Senate for 4.5 years and watched nothing happen. It's deeply frustrating. It's one of the reasons why I'm leaving the Senate and running for president. But I got to tell you, we can't let anger define us, because anger doesn't solve problems.
How do you and the other candidates, none of whom approach Donald Trump's bombast, Christie would probably be closest, how do you overcome the emotion that he's bringing to the race? And the people are identifying with his anger. How do you overcome that?
Well, first of all, I disagree with his statement that he's going to make America great. I think America is great. You know how I know it's great? You don't have American refugees winding up on the shores of other countries. You actually have people wanting their children born here. They want them to have that citizenship. We just talked about that a minute ago. America is a great country. The issue is we could be even greater. We are not fulfilling our potential. And that's what I want us to be about. My message is very simple. I know, but it's going to be hard for you to get that message through, because that's the only message
he's tapping into that emotion. Now, I know you gave a big economic speech. You got 30 seconds. What was the headline of your economic speech today?
Well, the headline is what I said. I want this to continue to be a country where people can do for their children what my parents did for me, and that is give me the chance to achieve a better life than them in the American dream. To do that, we're going to have to embrace the new economy. We have to confront its challenges, but we have to embrace its opportunities. And if we do, we're going to have a 21st century that's even more prosperous than the 20th century, and America will be leading the way.
All right, so you're a marketplace guy, lower taxes, less regulation, let the free marketplace roar. Is that what you are?
Not just that. Not just that. We need to revolutionize higher education. We can't keep graduating people with student loans and degrees that don't lead to jobs in the 21st century.